What's up, guys? Welcome to my channel. Welcome back to my channel. This is Eccentric RockStar'Seed, and I'm here with another collective message. Keep in mind, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Is that right, Papa Chulo? Okay, let's get started. So I have to do this reading over again because we got the when I was shuffling my tarot cards, we got the Seeker and the Queen of Swords that came out in reverse. But then you got Weaver of the Mind, Structure of the Heart, or Structure of the Soul. Then you got New Beginnings, Thought, Playfulness, Barriers. You got one extreme to the next was the energy. And the dynamic I got was there's a brother and a sister, or a man and his wife, both young. And I heard Spain. Kept hearing Spain. And what the next cards I pulled out was the Weaver of the Mind and the Structure of the Heart and Soul. So you got somebody leaving a toxic dynamic to spiritually adjust, to structure, to rebuild himself. His spirit was broken because he was being influenced by another broken spirit. And that Weaver of the Mind is someone who is trying to beat you down mentally, to break down your spirit. But you have new beginnings. You see this woman with a child, and then you have the Thought card. You have the woman thinking, the thinking person, and then you have the new beginnings. You see how she's holding up a child? She wishes she can start over from the beginning. That's part of it. But then she also she's thinking about how things were in the beginning, you know, because she was put through a test, and she rejected it. She didn't do well, and now she's being admonished. You know, look how the sun is like burning the crap out of her. Okay, and then you have somewhere along the lines, her innocence was lost, like a new baby. Maybe her mother did it, maybe an older figure did it or something, but playfulness. I feel like this is a dynamic with a married couple. This is a dynamic of a woman who come from harsh beginnings, very harsh. Like the person who raised her was just harsh. And it's like you never realize how it affects you until you're in a situation where you're most vulnerable, or the people closest to you start to pay for it. And she literally ripped this person apart to the point where he had to leave. God had to step in and admonish the situation because she was destroying a mastermind. So this could be the story of the divine masculine leaving a very brutal circumstance, a very brutal experience. I'm so sorry if there anybody who's surviving this or have to put up with this, because it's hard to get away from mental oppression. Okay, because you have to literally rebuild your entire mind. Okay, you have to rebuild your whole spirit. That's why this is here, a structure of the spirit, or this could be structure of the soul, structure of the soul, structure of the heart. Somebody has to put that innocence back with new beginnings, or feel like they have to separate from this person to create better beginnings, to restore the innocence, the childlike innocence, the playfulness. Like this was this person once upon a time, this woman. And then she came out as a Queen of Swords in reverse. Goodness, that's total opposite. She went from one extreme to the next. And, you know, you see these the only two cards that have red in it, colors. She's so passionate, you know, about beating the person down, or just my will. She had a God complex is what I'm getting from this card. And this is God stepping in and calling, this is judgment being called on this person, that she can't tolerate the truth. Yeah, you can't play God in somebody's life and expect God not to step in. All right, so I'm going to my tarot cards now. We're going back to my tarot cards now. But if it's a brother and sister, this was she doesn't even have to be an older sister. I see Taurus energy. I see Libra energy. But what I see most importantly is a woman who is very serious. Like I don't know how life happened for her. Okay, I heard I had to quit. I had to stop what I love to get a real job. And it's not in my spirit to get a real job. And I'm being ripped apart every day I have to go to this job and deal with this mess and these people, and just to make sure my home is stable. Wow, that put a different perspective on it. And she just, somewhere along the line, she became so into her feelings, so obsessed with her thoughts, and her thoughts became a real thing. That's why she's getting admonished. Like, I don't put anything on you that you can't bear. She's being redirected. So really, it could be this person called to go on a journey. Weber of the mind. Start over. This person could have lost a child. This person could have been pursuing their passions. I see an actress. But I still see a couple that thought it would be great together, that started off great together, and they're being afflicted with the traumas of life happening. What is this? This one to come out. 10 of Pentacles. This has something to do with family, and it has something to do with money. Something couldn't pan out the way that it was supposed to, because that's in the subconscious. That was on the bottom, but it wanted to flip over. It couldn't pan out the way it was supposed to because she had to get a real job. Something came to she had to get in tune with reality, and reality burned. Like, whew, reality. She can't take what reality has to offer. Oh man, it's like my scalp is burning. Like I feel intense heat flashes. What? This person is going through some changes. So now she's sitting here thinking. So she has a thought. Maybe she met somebody and now she's like, this looks like she's well off right here. But it also looked like she could be at work working for someone who's well off. That's why reality stings, because she's supposed to be in that wealthy, but she has all the potential to be in that wealthy position, and she's on the worker side of things, and it's playing on her mental in a brutal way. A very handsome boy. Okay, she got a loss of a child and happened to be a nanny to someone's brand new child. This is what's bringing this to the surface. Loss of a child, loss of her own child, or had to do herself a favor. I had to get a real job. I couldn't continue with this pregnancy. I had to terminate it. And now she is facing some kind of judgment though. With that barriers card there, I do feel like she's being reprimanded because all her actions is screaming, I have no faith in the unknown. And her partner is trying to tell her, you have to have more trust and faith than that. And she gets really irate and angry and says belligerent things. And now getting a real job, she's faced to deal with a scenario that, because she was put through a series of tests for gratitude and patience, and she didn't do well in the test. So what that means is now she's working for someone who's well off, who gets to enjoy their brand new baby, and she's looking at herself like, that is supposed to be me. But it's not from an envious standpoint. She's not envious of the people. She's just really have to tap back into her faith. She's looking at herself like, the way you're handling your own personal experiences landed. I don't know if she blames herself or she's it's just she had to get a real job, and that's what's like burning her soul to, and it's ruined her and that playfulness that she came to the table with. It's like you go from this phenomenon right here, you know, the world loves this person, to this person, the help. When she's supposed to be the world card. Hold up, I'm gonna show you what the world card is. This is her vision. She had dreams of this vision. Where is the world card? Show me the world card so I can show the people and keep on going. See that? You see how she's like dancing, global success, worldwide success, traveling to Paris, overseas, everywhere. Just a natural performer. That's who this person is. But to keep the family secure, she had to fall back on education. Because the Ten of Pentacles is here. So whatever she's doing is financially secure. But it's not what she wants. It's not fulfilling. Tell me more about the barriers. She put a wall up. Needless to say, when you're heartbroken, you put your heart up. When you don't want to feel that intense pain, you don't want to feel that intense pain, you're going to put a barrier up because it hurts like hell. I hear Aretha Franklin. When you listen to the Wait to Exhale soundtrack contract. So now, okay, what about a contract? Something with a contract. They went with someone else. They could have went with someone else. Just a second. Judgment card is here. Yeah. That's judgment, clarifying judgment. The Knight of Wands is on the bottom. But let's keep going. I'm not going to worry about that. Judgment is being called out as to what you need to be doing, as to what you're not doing, what you could be doing better. Okay? Okay. What's one on the new beginnings? Okay, this person, this seeker, it's like she was supposed to go on that spiritual journey with him and did not. She wanted to stay and pursue her passions in the tangible realm. Period. Hold on. You have to wait a minute. You have to go play. Anyway, sorry. Sometimes your kids run in and out too much, and it's like I'm trying to focus on something. She stayed behind, and it cost her the structure of her soul and her heart. It cost her a lot because now she's under judgment, and her partner went out. Her partner went out on that spiritual journey. Weber of the mind, new beginnings. He changed his mind to change his life. He's the one that's going to end up with the success. Because he walked out on faith. The seeker is the fool card, is the unknown. You're stepping into the unknown. You don't know what's going to happen or how it's going to happen. You just know you want better. And when I split the deck, Ace of Cups, Six of Wands in reverse. Six of Wands in reverse is humiliation, public humiliation. So everybody knows this person was popular in the community. Everybody was rooting for this person, and all she had to do was take the spiritual journey. But the spiritual journey would have cost her airtime or exposure, public exposure, and she didn't want to do it. Give me one on Weber of the mind. King of Wands. Yeah, she was thinking big business, passion. She was in her masculine energy. She wasn't in that receptive energy.
Can we go to the pool? Thank you.
You're welcome.
He said it's somewhere on the dresser.
Okay. How did you, hold on, collective. I'm back, collective. My apologies. I did say divine masculine in the beginning, right? I mentioned a divine masculine, okay? Weber of the mind. Now, even though the description has women in it, it could very easily be a man and that receptive energy or feminine or masculine energy. So the King of Wands is representing the Weber of the mind. So he shaped himself to be the grand idea, you know, the offer that could not be refused. And he took all his spiritual ranking and put it into something tangible. It's just he went about it wrong. He meant well, he just went about it wrong, is what I'm hearing. The seeker, he went down a different path, or should have went down a more spiritual path, and it didn't, something's not playing right. He's under judgment. Queen of Swords. All right, give me one on the structure of the heart and the mind. Two of Swords. Yeah, his mind was made up. He wasn't confused. He said what he said and said what he meant. Said what he meant and meant what he said. Keep on moving. Okay, so he broke a spiritual contract with the Queen of Swords. That's why the Queen of Swords ended up going in reverse or something, where I don't think he sacrificed her, but he went a different way than what they initially agreed upon. But the Two of Swords in the upright is indecisive. So it's in reverse. He made that executive decision. It's like, we're not going to argue about this. I'm not going to talk about this anymore. You know, it's cold out there. Look at those icebergs in the background. And that, that's what all they did was argue. Or it could be the woman who was pushing him to be the phenomenon in business, and he went on a spiritual path, because that was strong. That message is strong, where the woman was the one that went crazy. I gave up this for you. Now I hear Sex in the City. It's like, it's going to be a long life. You keep that up. I gave up Christ for you. Pick up your socks. I gave up Christ for you. Go wash the dishes. You know what I'm saying? So this person is so worried about tangible success, and it kind of it nagged this man to the point where it's like, I can't do this anymore. Two of Swords is in reverse with the structure of the heart and soul. Like, this is going to cost me everything. And she's the one that's under judgment. She's the one that's being admonished right now. I believe in God. I believe in God. I believe in the unknown. I have faith. I know what I'm supposed to do. I know I'm supposed to do this. And she's, Queen of Swords in reverse is going to make you feel like you need to be in a mental hospital for being spiritual as well as business savvy. Remind you, this person has an established business, and nothing's ever enough for this person. Why ain't that nothing? That didn't pan out right. Ten of Pentacles, you already got a family, probably got some kids, you definitely have some money. Okay, you already established. It's like, and he's called to repair what might have been pushed to the side or got a little distracted, and he's called to do that. And this person is so freaked out and so full of fear that she don't realize she sounds real psycho right now. Like, you're acting crazy. Do you hear yourself? And this woman is like, set the date. Ooh, I'm not marrying somebody like this. He doesn't want to marry she showed her true colors. That's what I'm getting out of it. It's like, you're not thinking clearly. This person is lighthearted, feathery. This man is lighthearted, feathery. Playfulness. He got the seeker. That's Aries energy, youthful energy, childlike energy. Like, anything I put my spirit to, I have that kind of spirit with the King of Wands. Anything I put my mind to, I believe I can do it. Excuse me. toys? No, you don't want to play with your toy. You're mad now? Yeah. They talk. They definitely got on different pages with the Two of Swords because their back is to each other on that card. It's like, well, you go your way. This man got to the point where it's like, well, you go your way and I'll go my way. Okay? And this person tried to use a lot of like mental manipulation. I heard mental magic. Mental magic. That's what confused this divine masculine. It's like, this is where he started to realize subconsciously, because he started making decisions to go down the spiritual journey. He feels that tug of his divine feminine going in a different direction, new beginnings. Like this is a woman playing with a child in new beginnings, but it also represents business ventures. It doesn't always have to be a child. Now that and not to add to that, this person was trying to secure this arrangement. For her, it was a business arrangement. To him, he was love. He showed up in love and spirit. Like he showed up with God. Like, and this person and God showed him who this person really is. Like he didn't pray before it. He just relied on his own confidence and faith. He wasn't like less religious or anything like that. He just could have went about it in a better way. He could have been more patient. That's the key for him. He wasn't patient. You know, he was just successful, playful. He didn't really think things through. And this person is like building her brand. He didn't know he was the brand. You know, he didn't know that the marriage is his last name is her brand and what she can accomplish with it. Feeling like this woman is a business person or just have a business of her own or just have some great business savvy. This person could be in law. This person could even be in the military. This person has a military background. And then you have new beginnings. This person's new beginnings was this man. And this man said, clearly, I believe in God. And now that he think about it, when they had something with a verbal disagreement that they had, he remembered the look on her face. He didn't say much about it at the moment, but he kept a mental note of why her energy shifted when he said, I believe in God. I believe in the unknown. I believe in what's right and what's wrong. And she tried to play him like he was silly or something. And that pretty much set the wheels of the spiritual journey for him. Is like insight, like a lot of clarity, like no confusion. It took the confusion away. She's being admonished for that, for trying to steal his fortune. Now she's sitting by herself and thought, I have to get a real job. Now to tie all that together, she's sitting there thinking about how everything got burned into the ground because judgment was called on her. And she has to get a real job now. She was trying to play the role of, think of Titanic, how the mother was trying to marry her daughter. Mother was a widow, so the father died. Rose was 17 years old, and her mom was trying to marry her to a 40-something-year-old man. But he was established and rich. And what she was thinking about was her future. She said to her daughter, you know, you're not to see that boy again, Rose. I forbid it. And she said, your father left us with a bad debt hidden by a good name. So we don't have no money. You know, we can't keep up this lifestyle. You want to see me work as a seamstress? Remember she said that. If you remember the movie Titanic. And Rose is like, well, how can you put all that pressure on my shoulders? And her mother was like, well, why are you being so selfish? She said, I'm the one that's being selfish. You're trying to marry me to a man who this man is a tyrant. First of all, you saw how mean he was to her. He didn't care about her. He just needed a young wife who can bear children. He cared about his fortune. That's what he cared about. And it just was a misfit. It just wasn't going to work out. And that's like seeing the Two of Swords like this. It's like, stop it, mother. You're going to give yourself a nosebleed. But I feel like this is the divine masculine talking to the tyrant woman, the karmic soulmate. And I don't like to say the word karmic like that, like it's so like watered down, because we all are a lesson to somebody. But just to call her this woman who is motivated by fear and he's motivated by faith, it couldn't be polar opposite. Like I said in the beginning, you got air and fire energy here. That's a dual. That's a and it's a balance. It could be a balance when orchestrated correctly, but you got 10 of Pentacles here in the subconscious. This person is worried, is scared about money. She's scared about money, and this person is like feeling a tug. Like he married this person because it was logical to do that, or he was setting himself up to be with this person because it was logical. I hear annulment. He's trying to get an annulment. Speaking to like a judge or some kind of attorney, maybe a judge. I think a judge. That's, you're supposed to speak to a judge about something like that. He's trying to like reverse it. He went over it. This person came from this person's background. Like on paper, this person looks like the perfect fit. Like prestigious background, valedictorian. This person's a valedictorian as well. But this person made his bones on his own. Like he didn't come from shit, but he come from the family of hardworking people who built they wealth up by hand. So the respect is definitely intact. The pride is intact. The self-love is intact. You know, somehow, somewhere in his prestige, he meets this person. They find it to be some kind of an Einstein idea to go together, to make music together. That's what it was. We can create something together. All the while, this person is looking to build her brand at the back of the blood, sweat, and tears of somebody else's work. So you're trying to latch on to somebody's established legacy, somebody whose name is high in status. Because that's the point. That's really the reality of marrying someone. And if you want to put politics in it, you're supposed to marry someone who has a name in society, because it raises your family name up. It raises you up in society. That's supposed to be the purpose. It's not just love. That's stupid to marry for love when you're supposed to marry for status, which is totally legal. When you're looking at the holy books, there's 4 reasons to marry. Religion or spiritual will be the ultimate reason for marriage. But you can marry for beauty. You can marry for wealth. You can marry for status. You can. It's totally legal. And that's what this person did, being logical. You know, he was thinking, he was more so in the ego, but without harmful intentions. He met his divine counterpart, went a different direction with the person he thought would be an asset, not a liability, to his already established legacy. So he was called to go on that spiritual journey with her. He was supposed to do that. You already have a 10 of Pentacles by yourself. Or that he already had a 10 of Pentacles by himself. He made a 10 of Pentacles with someone who would end up not so great. Ended up in tyranny. He ended up feeling like he had to run away from her with the seeker and the playfulness. You know, she started off real playful. It should have been so great. Like Ginger and Sam Rothstein. They started off real playful and having fun. And this woman was the damn devil in disguise. Let's just be honest. She was beautiful. You know, she had it going on. Everybody loved her. She had such an influence on people. That's how this woman is. And it just all came crashing down. She managed to screw it up. They all did. They all have their part, and they both have their part to take accountability for. And this person now, you know, divine femme is just that, a divine femme. What do I have to sit around and wait for anybody for? I don't care if this is my divine masculine. New beginnings. It's not, and it's not in the form of a child. It's in the form of a new business. Or so, you know what I mean? Or something creative for herself. It's like, I have my family. It's like they think a lot alike. At the core, they are a lot alike. Because the divine feminine is like, rather than sit there and be burnt out to the point where I turn cold and heartless, like a Queen of Swords in reverse. No, we're not going to do that. We're going to monitor our health and our wealth. I have this family. I created this family. You know, this family couldn't have been there if it wasn't for the woman pushing the babies out, right? So this is a divorcee. Queen of Swords are also divorcees. So this woman could have also been a divorcee. Married a man who was a sicko or something. Made her bitter about money. Probably promised her the world, sold her a pipe dream, and that was that. Or it could have been this divine masculine. She could have turned into the Queen of Swords in reverse because he promised her this Ten of Pentacles, but things took a turn. God works in very mysterious ways. Whereas, you know, the what is it, the algorithm or the paradigm, like just things align according to how much of your shadow work that you do. So you figure this divine feminine went on her own. She went on her spiritual journey. You know, she went into the unknown, and she came out so goddamn wealthy. She's the Ten of Pentacles too, by herself. She raised her status too, by herself, with her children, rather than being a bitter divorced woman looking for a suitable mate, because that's the tradition. That's tradition to do that. If you think about it, women have to remarry to secure their name. Even though times have changed, that's very, very, you look at people today looking for their perfect person, their perfect man. What does that perfect man entail? He has to have status. He has to have a way to raise my family up and make me and my life better. Obviously, that still exists because it's nature. The man is supposed to do those things, you know, to some degree, to a healthy degree. I'm not going to say to a toxic degree, but to a healthy degree, it should be like that. Now, but I'm a person I'm eccentric. You know, I walk to the beat of my own drum. You know what I mean? So I think about this divine feminine, and some of what I'm channeling, I can relate to that. You know, with like it's not that you don't feel it. It's not that she feel like she doesn't need a man. It's just she knows her value. She has so much to offer to the world, like that playful energy that her head is screwed on straight. Like she knows she doesn't have to tolerate bullshit or create bullshit to have a better life. Like that never appealed to her. It never appealed to her. That's the part I can relate to. It never appealed. Like I'm a divorced woman too. Not to put myself in it, but let's keep going. Nah, she wanted to create something for herself. It's like, I got this family and I'm going to create an empire to support it. And a man will come. And that's true. Because your frequency is so high when you think and act like that, even though it puts you in your masculine energy, but it's a bit of balance. It is a bit of balance. You do have to have that receptive energy, that creative energy with the new beginnings here. That's receptive energy. That playfulness is receptive energy. And then you have the King of Wands to put the action, like execute the plan. That's where the balance of the masculine energy is. We have to execute the plan. Right, baby? Right, baby. Okay, that's what I'm getting.
Boy! Boy!
So judgment was called. Now this divine feminine went off on her own. She went off on her own, and he felt that energy tug, and he started going on that spiritual journey too. He's like, let me align my spirit and my soul with what I know best. Unfortunately, it's not this woman. Now that probably turned that woman into the Queen of Swords. Now she's sitting here thinking to herself, working for the wealthy when she was trying to be the wealthy. It's like, I have to get a real job. Damn. She tried to steal him. And that's probably why it worked out like that. That's why she's under judgment. Because you tried to interfere in a divine plan that God told this man to do something. And you came and persuaded him off his path. And that's it. Damn, now I could have had it. I could have had it all. Now she's thinking. Keep going. And she can't bear that wrath. God burning. Another reader says some of the things I'm capable of saying too. It's like she got burned by the sun. That's what it looks like. I think it's Intuitive Goddess 333. But I like this. I like where she talks about ancestry quite a bit. And I like that. Close it out. Love. All this is in the name of love. And love is a broad interpretation. He's looking for that that self-love. He's going back to his true love. Because he still, I told you, he has confidence. And he has spirituality anyway. People had him pegged for just this business, this prestige in business. But he's also the prestige in the spiritual realm too, just like Divine Femme. Close it. Mystical ecstasy. Yeah, because she knew, like, he dips off at times. Spiritually speaking, she never liked that about him. She never liked that aspect about him because she couldn't control him. Because he's already protected. Like that spiritual, he gets something he gets that takes him back home. Not like a soulmate, but like it resonates in his core values. His core, this inner spirit, it resonates. It's like, this has nothing to do with my ego. This resonates. So for him to be in that receptive energy at a time like that, is like, it blows her mind that he's like that without her, and she has no connection to it. So she could have went into the community. She could have went to family members, friends, the community to try to get answers, and it just didn't play well with her. Like, it turned her bitter. It turned her bitter because stay in your lane. You should have just stayed in your lane. If you see this man pulling away for whatever reason, give him space. Let him know that you can be trusted, that you can take care of yourself on your own when he has to step away at moments. Some women don't understand that. You have to have faith. She did not have that faith. She tried to cloak herself as somebody, a loving person, and it just didn't work out for her. It just wasn't meant. That was not her path. So really, he's going to see her at the core value of who she is. And from a spiritual standpoint, they have nothing in common. He's like this King of Wands and she's the Queen of Swords, even though they're both warriors. But she's a mentalist. Okay, and she was like real savvy on the mindset. Like, she intrigued him in different ways. But when you start to weaponize it, his spirituality against him, you were harvesting off of him the whole time. So when you start to energy harvest with his stuff, you weaponizing his cockiness against him. That's where it went wrong for her, because he is protected, he is chosen. Hold on, one more time. Hey, sorry y'all, I pulled my mother away for a second. Come here, come sit down. Okay. You hear her tyranny? And the baby's screaming because he's trying to get out. He's like, I want to go home. I gotta get home, man. It's been grand, but I gotta get back to my house. Like, I gotta get back to what I know best. Something I'm best at. Listen to Chief Keef, something I'm best at. That beat is so fire. The things that he's talking about. Chief Keef is an awesome artist. People get wrapped up in the hoopla of his aggression and his background and where he came from. Don't judge him. He's actually, I think he's a starseed too. He's just a rapper, and he come from humble beginnings. But anyway. This woman ended up turning Queen of Swords because the love that she was trying to establish with him and the spiritual connection, she thought that she can do mental manipulation to establish love. First of all, logic, the mind and the heart is two different avenues. When you operate from your heart space, you tend to make better rational decisions. He said that to her and she hit the lid. Okay, but she hit the lid on the wrong one, because look who's protecting him. You will not try to beat him down or say anything to him that derogatorily that will tear him down, you know, that tear him apart or rip him apart or discourage him from wanting to come to me. That's the Most High talking to her. So he gets that mystical, that ecstasy and that love, that unconditional love. That starts with the Most High, because if you look at it, somebody with that light at the top, how it's shining on that person, that's divine femme. That's what's missing in his life. He was looking for the perfect partner for where he was at in life, but he attracted the partner for the space he was operating from. But that was a lesson. That was a lesson that he had to learn. That's a lesson he taught her. When you operate from your heart space, you tend to make rational, better decisions for yourself. And what she taught him is to keep your faith. You need your faith just as much as you need the prestige and the tangible success that you clearly you worked very hard for, and you do deserve it, and it's earned. Granted, the respect is there, but so is the warm heart. That's how you keep a warm heart about it, is to keep your faith, keep the love. You need the love. You can't give everybody the love, but you still need it moving forward. That playful energy. He's like, I can't play with this woman. 9 of Swords. That's why she's a Queen of Swords, because she don't sleep at night. She's bitchy and just mean. I cannot sleep. Or she spent a lot of time trying to keep this person up out of fear of losing her. Why would you do that to somebody? Why does somebody have to fear losing you? That is not love, and that is not ecstasy. He don't feel in bliss with this person just because it looks good on paper. It's like good on paper, bad in bed. Oh, was she bad in bed? She was dry, like sandpaper. I ain't gonna front, but that head was sick. But what we need to do is put that mouth on a better bitch. When I was with, what she said, what? 50 Cent say? I got no pickup lines. Something about being a pimp. And then I hear Snoop, sexual eruption. She was trying to give that ultimate sexual eruption, but the element that was missing is the love. When people give those sexual eruptions, they're able to be vulnerable. They're able to be passionate and loving. Like him as the King of Wands, that's good looking, super sexual, super spiritual, super business savvy. This is somebody with all that and I couldn't make her climax. I couldn't get her off because she was blocked off. She had barriers up. That's what this is in French, barriers. But that's my judgment card in my oracle deck. And this is the violins is being called. Like, you didn't woke up you woke up the wrong group of people. These is his ancestors, or these are negative entities that she called on to get on top of him, because she knew he wasn't nothing to play with. He wasn't small potatoes at all. She knew you ain't just gonna come at this man any old kind of way and he just gonna crumble. She knew that. That's why that was the point of wanting to be attached to him, because that was going to be her brand, the number one product, the selling product that will make her brand a success. So needless to say, I don't mean to sound cliche, but it's something in the realm of sorcery that she was selling, and she needed somebody chosen. Who put her up to that? Nobody but Iblis put her up to that and made her think that's your golden parachute. That's going to make you a phenomenon. Man, dick don't even get hard. How is that supposed to be your phenomenon? He's not passionate in this situation. It's just all business as usual. He don't even talk to you. He's like up, like, where did I go wrong? Like, he felt that energy shift with the divine femme, that 9 of swords. Like, something's not adding up right. He's like not sleepy. He's like really in his head. That was that negative energy. He had to get out of that negative energy to get out of that situation. That was her. The Queen of Swords, the Queen of Swords that turned reverse. She wasn't always in reverse. She was playful just like him. That playfulness matched that King of Wands energy. Okay? Here, put this over here. It's like I'm missing something, just doesn't feel right. It's like I know what I got from that person, but you wrote that person off because that person was just bluntly put, how you bluntly put it, was she was not good enough. She just didn't, she wasn't good enough. No matter how she made me feel, it wasn't good enough. She just wasn't where I needed her to be, where I would want her to be. Like, don't get me wrong, if it wasn't about all this, we would be a union. You know how that, like, he sounded like a conditional lover. That wasn't right. And you attracted a conditional lover because your mindset was wrong. You had the wrong way of doing things. And this divine, and it's like now he's like enamored in respect and love. Like, nobody could inspire this man to open his heart up like the divine femme. And I nicknamed her the divine femme because she checked off all the boxes without trying to, just being herself. That's what a divine femme or divine masculine is. And she went off on her own, built something for herself to feed them babies, and remained pure and remained in love. As in, love is when they laid into each other, not in a physical sense, but spiritually. They laid into each other heavy. I mean, they were thick with it. Like, it was at a point where it didn't look like he would make a decision to be with this now Queen of Swords reversed. But he did. Because he had this going on the whole time. He wasn't transparent. He was too cocky. And that's okay. Because that's how you learn. Mistakes, you learn a lot through your mistakes. So he stopped. It's like, why am I sitting here thinking about it when I can go about it? Like, somebody said it. The realest thing this Queen of Swords said is like, well, how does this person resonate? Because he got to the point where he's starting to talk to this person about the divine femme. It's like, well, how does it? He had to tell her the truth because it was getting to be too much. How does she resonate to you? Like, in what way does she speak to you? And everything he said had a lot to do with spirit, like spiritual and love. Like, her love, like, she's very intelligent, but she don't come off that way. Like, that's not the core of how she operates. Like, she's very close to God. Like, she's godly, or a servant of God in that way. And it burned her up. Like, she was so jealous because she wanted answers. She wanted closure, but she got the closure that she asked for too. But she also got the money she asked for too. She got she got what she wanted, but she didn't get the man. She just needed his assets. And now he's on that spiritual journey. He's learning his lesson. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, man. Like, that's interesting. Very interesting, though. Some of these things that just come out in this illustrate in these cards intuitively. All right, until next time.